Hello, I'm Bernard Norcott-Mahany. I work at the Blueford branch of the Kansas City Public Library. During the month of April, I am reading aloud some poems by Edgar Lee Masters. These come from his collection, River Anthology. This collection of a little more than 200 poems was published in 1915. The premise of the book is that we are in the graveyard, which is called the Hill of Spoon River, Illinois. And as we wander through the graveyard, we come upon tombstones, we see the name, and then we reflect on them, and then the ghosts sort of speak to us. That's sort of the premise of the collection. And I'm reading 3 or 4, ghostly reflections each time. So today we'll be looking at Sexsmith, the dentist, A.D. Blood, and Robert Southey Burke. Sexsmith, the dentist. Do you think that odes and sermons and the ringing of church bells and the blood of old men and young men, martyred for the truth they saw with eyes made bright by faith in God, accomplished the world's great reformations? Do you think that the battle hymn of the Republic would have been heard if the chattel slave had crowned the dominant dollar, in spite of Whitney's cotton gin and steam and rolling mills and iron and telegraphs and white free labor? Do you think that Daisy Fraser had been put out and driven out if the canning works had never needed her little house and lot? Or do you think that the poker room of Johnny Taylor and Burchard's bar had been closed up if the money lost and spent for beer had not been turned, by closing them, to Thomas Rhodes for larger sales of shoes and blankets, and children's cloaks and gold oak cradles? Why, a moral truth is a hollow tooth which must be propped with gold. So here, the dentist has a rather cynical view of life. He is used to filling teeth, and he basically sees life as nothing but a hollow entity, like a tooth with a cavity that's been, and then you put in a gold filling, and that's what it's all about, right? Money makes the world go round. A.D. Blood. If you in the village think that my work was a good one, who closed the saloons and stopped all playing at cards, and hated old Daisy Fraser before hailed old... I'm going to start this one again. A.D. Blood. If you in the village think that my work was a good one, who closed the saloons and stopped all playing at cards, and hailed old Daisy Fraser before Justice Arnett, in many a crusade to purge the people of sin, why do you let the milliner's daughter, Dora, and the worthless son of Benjamin Pontier nightly make my grave their unholy pillow? So here, A.D. Blood, a reformer, basically is still sort of upset because there were sinners also buried in the graveyard at Spoon River. Robert Southey Burke. I spent my money trying to elect you mayor, A.D. Blood. I lavished my admiration upon you. You were, to my mind, the almost perfect man. You devoured my personality and the idealism of my youth and the strength of a high-souled fealty. And all my hopes for the world and all my beliefs in truth were smelted up in the blinding heat of my devotion to you and molded into your image. And then when I found out what you were, that your soul was small and your words were false, as your blue-white porcelain teeth and your cuffs of celluloid, I hated the love I had for you. I hated myself. I hated you for my wasted soul and wasted youth. And I say to all, beware of ideals, beware of giving your love away to any man alive. So there we had Sexsmith the dentist, A.D. Blood, and Robert Southey Burke.